Today, ladies and gentlemen, not only do we have a full Arizona versus Alabama preview, we have a very special guest right off the top of today's show. Leave a like, don't go anywhere. It's the AZ Wildcats podcast.
Welcome on into the AZ Wildcats podcast, live from Studio K, presented by our friends over at Circle K. I am Damon Fairall. That is Kevin Thomas. We are the AZ Wildcats podcast, and of course, we are also presented by our friends over at Branded Bills. Head on over to brandedbills.com, use promo code BBPHNX, and get 15% off your first order. You got to check out that campus collection for yourself. Me and Kevin both repping Branded Bills today. And that's not all, Kevin. Someone else is repping Branded Bills today. And it is, of course, our very special guest. We don't want to keep him waiting any longer. It is Arizona men's basketball assistant Brandon Chappell. Coach Chappelle, we appreciate you joining us again. Second time on this podcast. A little bit better Wi-Fi than last time as well. We've noticed how is the Wi-Fi situation been fixed, and how is that Brandon Bills on your head? How's that feeling?
First of all, thank y'all for having me back. Best hat in the game right now, personally. It's comfort, it's chilled. This was all just I saw you two with it on. It's just like, man, it's just what everybody's doing in AZ. So I'm loving it. I've been thinking about you guys since our first time because, man, I didn't get a chance to really see you guys and really dive in, man, because of the whole internet deal and a temp house I was in when I first got out here. But happy everything's smooth now, man. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you as well, Coach. Well, we can start there. You were getting acclimated to Tucson when you first joined this podcast but a while back now. How
Yeah.
has that process been for you? How are you enjoying the city of Tucson so far?
Man, shoot, the weather is everything that they said it would be. When I first got here, when was that? In middle of May, beginning of June, 115 degrees. I'm seeing javelinas. I'm worried about rattlesnakes, all type of stuff. and now, the weather's good, and then our guys are playing good ball, staff players, the whole deal. So it's simple, but it's clean, and shoot, man, we ready to make this push.
Yeah, well, it's good to hear about the city in particular, but also just been a dream start thus far from a basketball standpoint, right? Number one team in the country right now. Got a handful of ranked wins now under your belt. Is this something that you envisioned when you signed on to become an assistant here? I mean, I'm sure you knew the schedule, but this has been a pretty remarkable start.
No, it's been a good start, but I can honestly say, as far as just the expectations and the standards that starting with Coach Lloyd, what he has for the team and the staff, and then us coming out, playing Arizona basketball to where, yeah, we picked up some good wins from some really good teams, but it's been mostly about us the whole time. Similar to this weekend. And that's truly the message. It's been there, since the day I got here and grinding in June, July, August. And then now that the season has started, we're really focused on ourselves and obviously, preparation and schemes and all of that. But if we can just keep building and keep being the best versions of ourselves and holding ourselves accountable, I mean, it sounds cliche, but that's truly the message in the locker room.
Was the Auburn performance in the last game, would you say that was the best performance of the season thus far, top to bottom?
Man, it was good because it was good for our fans. It was good for us. Us going up to UConn playing in that type of environment, that was different as well. But as far as all our guys that touched the floor, everybody collectively playing, and then the crowd was crazy, man. The energy was ridiculous, and our guys matched it. So we were really proud of them. And you know how it is. It lasts for a day, and then it's on to the next.
It is indeed on to the next. Alabama is up next this weekend. I'm sure that prep is well underway. But a lot of the reason this team is succeeding, right? It's propelled by obviously veteran leadership, Jaden Bradley, Mo Krivas, Anthony Delorso, etc. But you also have some blue chip freshmen on this team. In preseason, Tommy Lloyd was talking to John Fanta of NBC Sports, and he was saying that he believes there are three main assets or attributes that contribute to freshman success at the college level: physicality, competitive character, and hoops IQ. And in your opinion, having worked with some of these blue chip freshmen at Arizona, how does that bear out? And do you have any other insight as to what really leads to success for a freshman? Because it's difficult, right?
Yeah, no. It's extremely, it's tough, but coach hit that on the head because a lot of freshmen, and this is just throughout the country and anywhere, the physicality is really the first thing that pops them, and that's in practice with your guys. That's preparation. That's all of that. But then you have to have that competitive spirit, and that's what all of our freshmen have. Our team right now, everybody's super competitive. From on the court, individual workouts to even in the locker room playing ping pong and pool. Like, everybody's competitive. Nobody wants to lose at anything. And those freshmen that are coming in, they have that quality. The one thing I will add, and it may fit in another category, but the coachability part, that's something that's truly, I've been very impressed with these guys with that, where, okay, yeah, they're physical, they're very competitive and they have a high IQ, but also with that IQ, you can coach them hard. Koa was probably, before that Florida game, he was probably getting coached harder than any one of the guys. And he manned up and he took the hard coaching and he made adjustments and he ended up coming out, playing really well. And same with Yvonne, Dwayne, and Braden as well.
You mentioned Koa Pete and his coachability there. I mean, while we're on the topic of Tommy Lloyd stories, I guess there was another Tommy Lloyd story from this season about how at Team USA trials, Koa Pete steps up on Father's Day. I think people have heard this story by now, and
Yeah, yeah.
thanks all the fathers that are there and says you didn't have to come out. Thank you for doing that. And that's when Tommy Lloyd was like, I have someone not just as a player but as a person that is special on my hands. Can you tell us anything firsthand from being at practice and coaching him up, like about what Koa Pete's leadership is like, even though he is just a freshman? Because we hear about if
Yeah.
Cam Boozer sneezes, they're like, wow, he really led the charge with the sneeze there in the locker room. So can you give a
Yeah.
little bit of insight to Koa Pete, the potential leader off the court as well?
Yeah, you know what? I love that story. And if you know Koa, you're like, yeah, for sure. That's Koa all day. Because, he's the baby. He has, older brothers and sisters and he's has a lot of nieces and nephews, so he's been able to see leadership and understanding and all those good qualities he has from his brothers and his sisters and his mom and dad and his family. So I think that's where it starts. But he's just genuinely like an appreciative, hardworking guy where I don't want to just sound like I'm just painting this perfect picture, but it's hard to get him out of his comfort zone because he looks at everything as what it is. He's not looking too far ahead. He's in the moment in practice, and then the guys love him. And he kind of has this switch as far as he can have a conversation, he can give you a smile, and then he goes right back into killer mode. And he's a special dude. He obviously, you can't help but see, a lot of the attention that he's getting, whether it's tweets or this and that, and hasn't changed them for a second. Like his same approach in June or when he was coming back from USA is literally the same approach now. So, sky's the limits for him, and it's time to keep pushing the gas and keep going forward.
You talked there about Koa Pete. I want to ask you about another very talented freshman that has, didn't really have the dream start, I guess, to his Arizona career, but has really felt like he's come alive recently in Braden Burry's 20 points, 15 points, 16 points in his last 3 games. And that's a very elementary level look at it, Coach. But you're in there in the locker room with him. What have you seen from Braden Burry's and his growth so far this season?
You know what? Similar to the other guys, but steady as far as his work. Like he's a gym rat. It's funny, he came in this summer and had an unbelievable summer, and came out really playing well. And then obviously it's a little different for guards, and he's playing multiple positions. But I think like where he's headed now is really good. Like his habits, He stays in the gym, but I got to give him a lot of credit because yes, he hasn't maybe got off to, like you said, the dream start. But every day he's trying to figure out what can I do better. He's not feeling sorry for himself. He's a team guy. Like he plays winning basketball all the time, and that's on and off the court with the guys. Man, he's just getting after it. He really is. And Saturday was good for him, playing in one of those marquee games and coming out and helping the team win. But I just think of him when we're playing Florida. And, he got in some foul trouble, and he's the first one off the bench. He's in the huddles, listening, talking. We're at UConn, same deal. And he was on a lot of those spurts that we played well. So, it's going to happen for him. And the best thing about it is the whole team is pushing him to grow, pushing him to give him confidence. And, man, he has a big time support system too. So,
You mentioned Braden Burries, and that's a good question, Damon, because I wanted to ask Coach something similar. We've had Corey Williams not only on this show, but also on McHale Madness, an Arizona basketball podcast we do here at the network as well. And he obviously, from being, playing overseas pro and playing for a Final Four team, like Corey knows what he's talking about. And I've tried to verbalize some things I've learned from him about freshman guards versus freshman front court players, right?
yeah.
And you, I'm sure, have forgotten more basketball than I will ever know. So could you kind of walk us through in a basketball for dummies way? Like, is it true that being a freshman guard is truly just a more difficult experience? Not like it's easy to be co-Pete and be a front court player, but is it true that you're kind of dealing with a lot more math in your head constantly out there?
Yeah, yes and no. I say yes and no is because let's just go back to Cole real quick. He makes it look easy, but it's a lot of math and a lot of strategic things that he's doing that goes into it as well, and he still has a lot of room to grow. But I will say, it's been a blessing for Braden being able to be around Jaden every day and watching what he does because he's playing off the ball, he's playing on the ball, and we do run a lot of reads and schemes and things where guys can still have the fluidity of playing, but also looking for certain things. And I think, that's something to where just piggyback off of, Braden trying to find ways to give himself another edge. It is a different type of film study. And it is, especially when he moves on the ball, you're responsible, for all the other four guys on the floor. You're checking in with coach, you're reading a lot of different temperatures, but in a short version, it's very similar. But I think Braden's going to be fine, but it is a lot that comes with it. Just being a point guard in general. We talk about Cole, it makes it look easy. Jaden, he's been a part of this program for 3 years now, and he knows what to look for. The reads, been with these guys, understands Tommy and the rest of our staff. So Braden has a great mentor to kind of piggyback off of.
Now, I don't want you to disclose all of the secrets here, but is there any extra motivation for Jaden Bradley, given that it's against his former team going on Saturday here?
Let me tell you something about JB, man. This dude is a pro mentally and on the court. I'm serious. Like you see him, like he is just thinking about how can this team get better. He wants to win more than anything, whether it's Alabama next or it's whoever. And that's not a dodging the question type deal. It's just really who he is. Of course, yeah, he played at Alabama. You're naive to think that he isn't thinking about a little extra, but his preparation, like even today in practice, the reason we're playing the way we are is because he is so consistent and so focused every day.
Part of what makes a good coaching staff is the way in which they bring their tools together and utilize that and bounce things off of each other, right? One thing that me and Damon have noticed, as I wouldn't say it's like your calling card or whatnot, but one thing that definitely jumps off the screen is you are not afraid to get hyped on the sidelines. After a big Kobe dunk, you're punching him in the chest, all this stuff. What is it that gets you so hyped in those moments, and what kind of brings that out of you on the sideline?
Man, that's funny, man. Yeah, my boys and some people they give me the same hard time with that. But it honestly starts with Coach Tommy as far as like his culture, and he wants guys to feel good. He wants guys to own what they're doing, and he loves energy. So he's allowed, not just myself, the whole entire staff to have energy and have emotion. So that's number one. But also, that's just kind of me as a person. Like, you know, in the back of my mind, I think we talked about it the first time, man. I love to just hop in the game and just catch the ball, shoot a corner three. I don't think that's ever going to leave me. So I like to give my guys the energy that, and we have our rest of the staff. I'm matching their energy too. TJ, Coach Murph, Coach Kidd, Coach Mann, all of us. We all have individual energy in our own ways. But now, if it's a big play, I can't control it. I probably need to be a little calmed down a little bit more. But I don't know. I think our guys feed off of it too. So.
We love it. We love it. I don't think you need to calm it down at all. I mean, I know this chat loves it as well. I had some people being like, you got to ask Coach about him getting hyped up. And we were like, all right, we will. No doubt about it. But and as Kobe says, every staff needs someone that's just fired up all the time. And I think maybe that's just your calling card, Coach. But we appreciate you, of course, taking the time, hopping on this podcast for a second time. Went a little bit better than the first time for sure. I think with the Wi-Fi situation, you kept your promise to us in saying that it was going to be fixed, and we appreciate that. But we know you have some film study and whatnot to get to with the guys, so we'll let you get to that. But we appreciate you, Coach.
Man, appreciate you guys for all the support, man. Y'all do an amazing job, and man, we're just trying to get better, have a growth mindset every day. So appreciate you guys, and shoot, man, send me whatever you have because I don't have both of those, so I'll take them both.
We will. We'll contact. We'll hit you up and we'll figure out something to do with the Brandon Bills hats there. But we appreciate you, Coach, always rocking that Brandon Bills as well. It means the world to us.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you guys.
That is, of course, Arizona men's basketball assistant coach Brandon Chappell, and another great interview, another great appearance on the AZ Wildcats podcast. We'll get into that interview, break it down, and do a full preview of Alabama, Arizona right after this break here on the AZ Wildcats pod.
The holiday season can certainly take a lot out of us. I know that is for certain. But one way to unwind or uplift during this holiday time is with our friends over at Pure Edibles. This is a Freedom State company founded in Flagstaff, Arizona at Noble Herb Dispensary, holding the line for the state of Arizona. And who says the happy hour has to end at any point? With Noble Road's new Tower Station all-in-one IPA, it's happy hour all the time. We're talking an all-in-one disposable that you can get your hop fix as well as your THC fix. It is incredible. So whether you're in Arizona, if you're in Arizona, whether you like edibles or the all-in-ones, swing by any one of the over 130 dispensaries. That's right, 130 dispensaries across this great state dispensing some Pure Edibles.
Shout out our friends at Pure Edibles. And guys, if you are a last-minute shopper like me, there is no better place and no better gift to give than Aura Frames. Head on over to their website over at auraframes.com. We got a promo code for you that is PHNX, and you'll get $35 off Aura's best calling carver matte frames. It is perfect for last-minute shopping. It is the best thing for you when you're trying to find something for a loved one in your life, because it's personalized, Kevin. You can upload photos yourself, or they can upload them in the future after you give the gift to them, and they can download photos onto their Aura frame. It's the best, gift for mom, best gift for a loved one in your life, just to kind of, celebrate some cherished memories. No better gift to give than our friends over at Aura Framed. And of course, you can share videos and photos effortlessly. Our friends at Aura Frames gave us at PHNX a bunch of gifts to give to our, people in our lives. Unbelievable stuff over there going on at Aura Frames. I mean, it's like technologically advanced photography, Kevin. It's ever changing.
It's the future.
It is the future. It truly is. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift to give by visiting auraframes.com and get $35 off Aura's best calling carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code PHNX at checkout. That's auraframes.com. AURAFrames.com, promo code PHNX. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Damon, that interview with Coach Chappelle was incredible. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for that. Thank you for Coach Chappelle for popping on the pod. We didn't have all day with Coach Chappelle because, like you said, they are about to go do some film study, I'm assuming, I hope, for Alabama, and we don't want to distract from that. We do not want to take away from that because it is a big game on Saturday. #1 ranked Arizona versus #12 ranked Alabama. about to get that preview out of the way. But Damon, before we get into that, there was one thing I really wanted to ask Coach Chappelle, but we did not have the time to do so. And it is related to this tweet. Coach Brandon Chappell retweeted from Arizona men's basketball the Jaden Bradley scoop layup turnaround clutch shot at the end of the UConn game, in which the Arizona men's basketball account prompted us to say we need to start workshopping a nickname for JB in the clutch. And I was gonna ask Coach Chappelle, has there been any progress in the internally? Do we have a name for that? For whatever he turns that switch and goes into blank mode, right? Do we have a nickname for it? I wanted to task our chat with potentially maybe helping brainstorm some nicknames for Jaden Bradley in the clutch, and I'll let you guys do that throughout the course of the show. Maybe if we have any good ones, we can decide on one near the end.
I love it. I mean, listen, I think that, now we'll get Coach on again later, and that will be priority question. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll keep that one holstered. And yeah, I mean, listen, Jaden Bradley, coaching Jaden Bradley, being around Jaden Bradley, probably just an altogether, pretty remarkable thing to experience, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, Kobe in the chat says just got to keep it with the socials username JB Smoove, and that's fair. That's fair, but isn't JB Smoove all the time? We need that's my point though, Kobe. Is he's already smooth in the first half. We know that fact. He's not taking the first half off, right?
Yeah.
So when he goes into that second mode, how do we differentiate between JB Smoove? Maybe it's is it really just JB and JB Smoove? But I feel like if you name your social media that, it implies that you're that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not Damon Dog sometimes.
You're Damon Dog all the time.
Exactly.
Bark, bark.
Exactly. One thing that I took away from that interview. Go ahead.
Andrew in the chat, wasn't Corey calling him Trunk, the trunk, because you don't want me to have to pop the trunk if we have a problem. That is, I like that one. I think it might be a bit generational. I don't know if the kids currently on campus.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think the trunk is more of the Jalen Rose era of rap
your
and
era, of course.
Well, no, that's not my era, but it's Corey's era, right? And I understand the reference because I did listen to a lot of rap and stuff from that era. So popping the trunk is I get it, I'm with it, but yes, an alter ego. Can we get an alter ego for Jaden Bradley? But anyway, I guess while we're on the nonsense topic, Damon, I tweeted this out earlier. How quickly, and I don't know if this is something that you and I have time to do when we're in San Diego, but I would like to maybe film some content, you and I on the streets of San Diego, maybe outside of the arena, trying to find this. I want that snowman on a t-shirt. Bad.
I bet they have it.
I need it bad. I tweeted it out. I said, I want that football holding snowman on a thick cotton t-shirt priced at $45. And in 30 years, I will give it to my son, who will then sell it to a vintage store for $175. That is what I want. Is it too much to ask? And how quickly can we find this in San Diego?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that they have it. They got to have it at the bowl game, right?
Right? It's got to be everywhere. I got to be able to buy a plushie of that snowman if I want to.
I mean, it's a big mistake if it's not what they're doing.
Huge.
There's a reason it won the end zone competition.
Right.
And it's because everyone loves it.
Yes.
Shut up and take my money.
Dude, that end zone is incredible, though. And I cannot wait to see Noah Fafita strolling in to doing snow angels in San Diego on the snowman, in which there is no snow. But yeah, those were my two little quick asides. We can get back to the main meat of the program now. But I need that snowman on a shirt or some form of merchandise, maybe multiple forms of merchandise.
Speaking of shirts, Kevin, we have a brand new shirt that you're going to want to have for your trip to the Holiday Bowl. And it is, of course, the Turnover Sword shirt. You got red line in the background. It's the perfect shirt to commemorate the 2025 Arizona football team. Go head on over to our website, our locker at, I believe it's ALLCITY Network.
I'm throwing the link in the chat.
.com?
I'm throwing the link in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Kevin's going to throw the link in the chat. You guys can just copy paste it. But it's a great t-shirt. I know a lot of people here in the chat already have got theirs. If you guys get yours, screenshot it, send it to us, tag us on social media. We'll, of course, retweet it. We'll run it up, and we appreciate all of those that have already bought their t-shirts. But yeah, It's the T-shirt for the 2025 Arizona football team. So make sure that you guys are rocking it in, I guess, in 2026.
2026,
technically.
2027, 2028, 2029, 2030.
We'll never forget Redline.
Never. I mean, we're going to be talking about Redline because Brent Brennan is going to be on year 10 in 2035, and we're going to be talking about, wow, these last 9-10 win seasons for the Arizona Wildcats have been peak. I don't know if that's necessarily realistic, but
I'm pretty sure you just dropped the YouTube link in the chat.
Oh, I did drop the YouTube link. So if you want to tap into the stream, make sure to click the link that you're already in. No, I'll drop the actual link in there right now. There's the correct link. Yes, ALLCITY store. There is the correct link. Thanks for
store.allcitynetwork.com.
Yes,
there it is. That's what was throwing me off. Store.allcitynetwork.com.
I can't believe I
probably memorize that. But they keep switching it up on us. So what do you want? What do you expect from me?
Store.allcitynetwork.com/college.
All I was gonna say, Kevin, is I'm gonna be on my deathbed, and I'm probably gonna be like, I'm not gonna be my kids. I don't know.
Show me the Jeff Sims
Who
highlights.
are you? I don't remember you at all. Redline. That's all. I can't see anymore. All I'm envisioning in my head is this T-shirt.
Dude, I'm gonna be like on my deathbed, and I'm not gonna be able to see, and they're gonna be like, "Are you okay?" And I'm gonna be like, "Did they build the Fafita statue?"
Yes, Grandpa.
Did Koa Pete go #1 overall?
They did the Fafita statue 50 years ago.
You have 50 photos in front of it. It's a part of our Thanksgiving ritual, Grandpa. Man. But yeah, no, build the statue. Maybe put the Holiday Bowl snowman in the statue. Work that in there somewhere. But yeah, Damon. Let's talk about.
I almost
Arizona
brought it in, Kevin. I have I was going through some stuff. I have a Alamo Bowl foam cowboy hat.
And you haven't brought it in yet?
Do I need to bring it in?
Yes.
I mean, we need to get something of the sort in San Diego that can kind of like go alongside with it. You know what I mean?
Hear me out. Walk with me.
I'm walking.
A Holiday Bowl custom surfboard.
For Brent Brennan.
Yes, but for the pod.
Like when he walked in.
Yes, dude. But I'm thinking like full-size surfboard, pretty much with this design on the body of it. Just throw some waves, Holiday Bowl text, maybe an Arizona SMU logo with the thing on. Man, I said it before the show because I was cooking up some jingles for our friends at Circle K. Not actually, but I did cook up a jingle. And yes, we are both going to the Holiday Bowl, Jervis. And not only that, we are bringing Noah Wolbrecht, producer, graphic extraordinaire, to San Diego with us, where we will brand him. Sounds crazy, but we will brand him as an Arizona Wildcats fan.
If that's what has to happen. That's what has to happen.
It's like a fraternity. Sometimes you just got to do your little stroll to, hey,
Cactus
you know what I mean?
Logo branded on your bum. I mean, there's worse brands to have.
Oh, definitely.
Here's the deal, and I know no one else cares about this. This is very Damon and Kevin because he's our good friend. But yes. Noah has, he showed up in Arizona in the midst of Cam Scattaboo. Sam Levitt.
Linsanity run.
Dilly. This is insane. And so, yeah, he was into it naturally, right? Brandon Bill's dropping off some gear over here at the studio, and he's got the ASU hat on. All of a sudden, he starts hearing the way that they're talking all off season. 10-2, 11-1, Levitt for Heisman. We're not going to miss a beat without the greatest player we've ever had in our school's history. All the nonsense, right?
Yeah.
And I think Noah Wolbrecht just starts being like, maybe these aren't the good guys. Maybe they just had a as you said, a Linsanity run, but it was just a fluke, if you will. And now, what's Noah Wolbrecht been doing this season, Kevin? Lots of Arizona hats, lots of block A's, lots of interest in our events that are happening, going out to bars to watch them. This is the opportunity to grasp a Wildcat for life right here. A Wildcat for life.
Seth Dagey, do you hear me? I need the most explosive damn offense you've ever put out there on a field in your life. We have one fan on the line, and that should be. It's like, I don't know, but it's a butterfly effect. We convert Noah for life. Next thing you know, he converts his girlfriend. His girlfriend converts some of her friends. Now we got a whole gang of Wildcat fans added to the squad. Valley is deactivated. Some say it was actually never activated. It was just an electrical glitch with the button, and it flashed on for like 8 months, and then it turned back off. Can we talk about Alabama?
Yes.
All right. We're going to actually preview this Alabama game and a whole lot more here on the AZ Wildcats podcast. But first, our second break on the AZ Wildcats pod. Leave a like, drink your water, Jervis, and don't go anywhere. You know, maybe you can't make it out to San Diego, to Dago, for the Holiday Bowl. But if you still want to get your gambling in, there's only one place to do it, and that is with Gila River Resorts and Casinos. And like you said, wait, how am I gonna? But the game's in San Diego, but I'm in Arizona. But they have the biggest sports books. That's why I'm telling you to go to Gila River Resorts and Casinos or their BetMGM Sportsbooks. I've watched many a UFC main event at the BetMGM Sportsbook at Wild Horse Pass. That is where you can catch most of the PHNX crew getting our gambling on with over 4,500 slots and live table games. Or you can also, like I said, catch all the action in their sportsbook. And if you're not the gambling type, there's still stuff for you to do because you do you. At Gila River Resorts and Casinos, achieve legendary status, whether it's concerts, comedy shows, live podcast tapings, the PHNX fantasy football draft where everyone tells me, oh, Kevin, this is the worst drafted team I've ever seen in my life, and yet he still makes the playoffs. That's for a different podcast. But all that and more at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You do you. Visit playatgila.com for more details.
If you're about saving money, there is only one way to go about it, and that is with our friends over at Circle K,
Facts.
joining the Inner Circle Rewards program and doing so immediately because the savings are right there in front of you. You can save 25 cents off per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups at the tank, Kevin. Then you'll be saving 3 cents off per gallon every single time you fill up after that until you hit premium status, which is pretty damn easy to do so. Even a couple schmucks like me and Kevin can get that done. Of course, then you save 5 cents off per gallon every time you fill up at the gas station. It's so simple, Kevin. You just put your phone number in at the gas pump, and it'll give you that 3 to 5 cents off or the 25 cents off if you just signed up. And it is, of course, a free app that you can download in whatever your app store of choice is. That's not where the savings stop. They have all sorts of caffeine deals, energy deals, snack deals, meal deals, all sorts of stuff going on with the Inner Circle Rewards membership program. You're just gonna have to sign up and see all of those offers that they have for you today, including on like ALLCIty, I think is what we've decided is the
This sounds better
the
than
plural there.
Celsius.
It does. And then of course all sorts of great deals on Thirst or Polar Pops as well. Sorry, they used to be Thirst Busters. Now they're Polar Pops. I'm just a Circle K lifer, Kevin. That's all that matters to me at the end of the day is that wherever Circle K is calling it, that's what I'm calling it these days. Love our friends at Circle K. Join that Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Welcome on back to the AZ Wildcats podcast. We said we were going to talk a little bit of Alabama, Arizona, and we are, but after a little bit more football talk, because we do have some very pressing things to discuss. And as Erica, I think she floated it in the chat. She mentioned earlier about we gotta start the Kenny Dillingham to Michigan train rolling, and so we will. Another train that we have to start rolling here is the Max Simpson, putting it here in the chat. Eric Ruby and Anthony Totri, Eric Totri and Anthony Ruby, are just not going to pay up on their end of the bet.
Yeah.
Put on the 1997 national championship shirt. I want to see it. I want to see you celebrating the one major sports national championship that either program has. I want to see you celebrating it.
Because as Max said,
we are Arizona.
ASU clearly lost the Territorial Cup.
You need to get a little closer to the camera, I think, for that one.
Clearly. I'm all out of focus. All right, we're good. We're back. And then Kobe lobbing us up. Absolutely lobbing up the next topic.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the excerpt from On 3 today. Let's discuss. There are rumblings from agents that Arizona State coach Kenny Dillingham is, quote, really pushing. That's 2 reallys if you're counting at home for the job. Others have told us he really wants to see what he can do at a university like Michigan with the quote-unquote power of NIL behind him. As noted, some donors bailed at the end of the Moore era, but they can win them back with the right hire.
Is this two reallys like when you're in elementary school?
Here he comes.
And the person
Hashtag activate Ann Arbor.
Okay? It's not happening.
Activate Ann Arbor.
I'll tell you right now.
Uh-oh.
Come here.
Oh wait, he's crashing our pod before we even crash his?
If Kenny Dillingham goes to Michigan, I will walk to Ann Arbor and ask him myself why he's going. He's not going to Michigan, okay?
I wrote that down, Anthony Totri.
Well,
you're gonna have, was it Charles Barkley or was it Paul Pierce that was like, if the Celtics lose this series, I will walk to work.
yeah,
and he dead ass had
Paul
to walk.
Pierce,
He had to walk on the highway.
Penn State called.
Go Heat.
And Kenny said no.
Well,
He's going to Michigan.
Penn State,
Michigan's
He
better.
ain't going to Michigan.
Michigan's a better job than Penn State
correct.
by a lot, right?
And ASU for the record, for whatever
Well,
it's worth.
To be fair, all of these schools are better jobs than A. This has been the craziest head coaching cycle of all time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got LSU, Penn State, Florida, Michigan.
man,
LSU, Penn State, Florida, Michigan?
yeah, I mean that's crazy.
That's wild, dude.
Genuinely, I mean, this is an Arizona Wildcats podcast, but seriously, if Kenny Dillingham, if ASU is somehow able to keep him throughout all of those schools you just outlined,
wild.
chasing him down,
I can't believe I wouldn't be able to
they
believe
should
it.
build the statue tomorrow.
No doubt about it.
You know what I mean? Like
and that's why
if
they
you
love him
survived
so much.
all of that, man, credit where credit is due for that, because that is some real loyalty.
And that's why they love him so much. And that's fair, honestly. The fact that he's shown the loyalties thus far. I mean, I wouldn't be going victory laps
was
like
crazy.
that a little
That
bit
was
early.
wild.
And guess what? That walk doesn't really mean much. He's not going to do it.
He hasn't even put on a shirt.
He can't even put on a damn shirt.
Hell no.
You think he's going to walk to Ann Arbor?
You're going to have to put on at
Hell
least a
no.
shirt and a coat to walk to Ann Arbor. And he's not even going to put on a shirt.
And a
He can't leave Tempe. He's walking around shirtless.
couple coats, maybe. It gets damn cold up in Michigan. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, there's also the potential that not only Michigan opens, but maybe DeBoer is Michigan's guy. There was some rumored interest of DeBoer being, the one that wanted the Michigan job supposedly. So maybe he leaves Bama, and then Bama opens up.
Wow.
So that's another big opening. That'll cause another opening down the line. We know what happened last time Alabama opened up
my
a coaching job, and it was
the cinematic.
it was a disaster. But that leads me to the next guy. Apparently, Jed Fish is an option for Michigan. Surprise!
I don't even know.
Dog. Wouldn't that be? If it can't be Kenny, please be Jed.
I think it was Tyler Warden. I'm gonna pull it up because I don't want to butcher his well-worded joke here. Not even a joke, just like well-worded contextualization of everything that's going on. It's actually Tyler Warden's birthday today. So happy birthday, Mr. Tyler Warden. But he said, obviously, I'm going to die laughing if Jed leaves for Michigan, but that would be an insane hire. He'd essentially have parlayed one 10-win season 3 years ago into a job at Michigan. Brennan is going to be the head coach at Alabama in 2029 at this rate. And that's true. If Jed Fish is somehow able to upgrade everything after having 1 year of success in the last half decade or so, I don't know. People failing upwards frustrates me as a man near the bottom of this ladder here. So I need Jed Fish to not get this Michigan job. So I know that karma, not even karma, just like whatever earthly aura is out there is in balance. Because you can't have one 10-win season and parlay that into Michigan.
You don't want him to keep moving on up towards on the totem pole. But here's the thing, Kevin. You're not thinking big picture enough.
Oh, break it down.
This is
break it down. I'll walk with you.
We win the battle over Washington fans.
Got you.
With this move. We told y'all he was gonna leave you guys. First op.
Okay.
And first opportunity, he's been marketing himself out to every job that'll listen.
Yeah.
But no one wants him. Now he gets Michigan. I mean, he's literally on the first ticket out onto the tarmac getting into Ann Arbor here. And that's and then also on top of that, he's not gonna work out at Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna work.
No.
It barely works at Washington. He's getting 8 wins, 7 wins every year, which is not good for a program of that level. He's gonna do the same thing at Michigan, and they're gonna hate him more than they've ever hated a coach since Rich Rod.
I don't want to besmirch the good state of Michigan because we are trying to convert Noah Wolbrecht into an Arizona Wildcats fan, and he is off today, so who knows? He might actually be free to listen to this pod today, and I don't want him hearing any Michigan slander the one time he taps in. But if Jed Fish's family did not like Seattle, they're really not going to like the Michigan winter, and that's a fact.
Well, they've lived in Michigan before.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, they're not going to want to go back.
I don't know if it was necessarily. I mean, I think the weather has something to do with it, but Seattle weather is a lot different than anywhere else. I think that I think that they're big city people. I think that they like areas where there's more things. I guess probably less than like. I don't know. They like Tucson though, so it's interesting. I mean, Seattle's just not for everybody, clearly, but they've lived in Michigan before. He's worked at Michigan before. Worked in the East Coast when he worked for the Patriots. Like, I think that they're just they like being where there's a lot of like glitz and glamour, and I feel like Michigan, being the head football coach at Michigan, is the definition of glitz and glamour.
Yeah. And Lord knows there's always cameras on you. Damon, one more thing in the football vein. Do we have any like initial feelings on the Holiday Bowl before we get to Alabama, Arizona?
I mean, nothing crazy. I need to look into it a lot more, but I'll keep saying it. When you look at the Big 12 opponents that they've played, I just feel like Arizona should get the job done here.
We putting the rent on it or no?
I don't have a yeah. I mean, I would honestly, I would love to do what I'm thinking about the bet that I keep thinking about. I can't get it out of my head. The bet Sam did: Texas Tech to win the CFP.
Yeah, Arizona to win the Holiday Bowl.
What
were the odds on that, Sam? What were the odds on that, Sam?
It was like plus 800 or something. Or I think it's actually more than that. Let's see.
You know I'm a sucker for a plus number, Damon.
Oh, dude, of course that's a plus number. It's Texas Tech to win the CFP.
No, I know, but I'm saying like a large number. You know I'm a sucker for a large number.
Yeah, for sure.
That is a large number.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that for us with our friends at Bet365.
Get those odds for us with our friends over at Bet365. I will finally begin our Arizona versus Alabama preview. Sorry, chat. When Kenny Dillingham gets rumored to be taking Sharon Moore's job, we got to talk about it. I'm sorry. But Arizona, number one team in the nation, plus 2,000, says Sam Alberts, is what he got it at. Arizona, the number one team in the country, heads to Birmingham, Alabama, to take on the Crimson Tide. Now, it is technically not a true road game, but that is a road environment. You are heading to their state on the other coast of this country, trying to get the job done against one of the best teams, one of the best offenses in the country. Nate Oats, the job he has done leading this team in Alabama has been really impressive. Like the talent he's been able to get down there, he's turned it into a situation where if Alabama football loses, people are talking about we're actually just a basketball school as like a joke, obviously. But that's how good his teams have been. That's how entertaining and relevant his teams have been for the past couple of years here. They're 13th right now in KenPom, but I think as we know, KenPom this year, maybe a little bit of Shaq on the Celtics. Maybe a little bit of you run my mind. You know what I mean? Like, it might be washed, KenPom. Because KenPom, but hear me out. Ken Pomeroy has done a lot of great work for the game of college basketball, I feel like, helping people understand where some of these teams truly land. But having Arizona at 6 below Purdue, I get that they play some other teams that Arizona would love to have played because they would have beat them by 105. But how is Arizona statistically, analytically the 6th best team in the country? That's not what we're talking about here today. Anyway, point being, Alabama, for whatever it's worth in KenPom, 13th best team, but the 2nd highest rated offensive efficiency. They can score the hell out of the ball. If they are hot from 3 specifically on Saturday, I don't know if it matters what version of Arizona shows up. It's tough to beat Alabama if they're hot from 3. But more often than not, they're not that inferno that we think that they are from 3. They can get that way, but they're not that way. Damon, how do you see this Arizona versus Alabama matchup playing out this weekend?
I think it's the perfect litmus test for a team like Arizona and the way that they play, right? Like Arizona is such a team that is driven by size, driven by points in the paint, driven by rebounding, and now they're going toe-to-toe with a team that wants to run it up and down the court and just shoot it on the perimeter as much as possible because that's what the analytics tell them is the best shot if they have guys that can shoot, right? And so Arizona, Kevin and I have obviously discussed ad nauseum this season so far, like the 3-point shot diet, how many attempts Arizona's getting per game, because it's a pretty low number when you look at how good the offense is. Because typically in like a modern basketball offense, you need your 3-point ability to be more than what Arizona is even attempting right now. But Arizona's found a way to be extremely efficient and, utilize that athleticism, that size advantage against the teams that they've played, even the ranked opponents that they've played, and get theirs on the inside, right? So this is, for me, like, it's I don't need Arizona to win. There's been some other games where I'm like, man, I really hope we win. We've had a great non-conference. Like, if we lose this game in Birmingham to Alabama, I'm not going to be sitting up here being like, what? I'm like pissed. Like if we lost against UCLA, because that means everything, right?
Yeah.
But I think that this is going to tell us a lot about how we can go toe to toe, or how we stylistically face off against a squad that just plays such a different brand of basketball than we do. So it's going to be, for me, that's what I'm curious from, like, the basketball standpoint of, like, matchups, what this even looks like. Because I truly, like, this is maybe, like, in the last couple of years, this is the game where I'm just like, I have no clue, man. I'm throwing my papers in the air. I'm like, I really have no idea. Could Alabama just go out there and just, we played a lot of drop coverage, with Mo Krivas on the floor as a lot of the time you have to.
Yeah.
Is Alabama just going to try to get him in every action and just rain threes the entire game? What if they're hot? Then is it a blowout? They have the crowd behind them. Like, I'm envisioning a lot of different scenarios in my head. I think Arizona can absolutely win as well. But this is just a game where I'm really just, like, almost dumbfounded as what I think is going to happen. I have no clue.
I'm with you in that boat of complete uncertainty, right? It feels like you could roll the dice with this one and, just like an actual dice roll, get every different permutation every single time you roll it, maybe with some random repeats in there every once in a while. But I think the key to this one, as with most games so far in Arizona's non-conference, is going to be their defense and physicality, right? The ability to slow down Auburn. That was easy. Alabama's offense is going to be a challenge, right? It's going to be something that is going to be not easy to do. But one thing Arizona has been incredibly proficient at this year is slowing down offenses, right? They are holding their opponents to 61 field goal attempts a game, which is in the 32nd percentile. That is not good. They're holding their opponents to just the 14th percentile in 2-point attempts per game. Now, their opponents, this is where Alabama probably starts doing some math and starts thinking, okay, maybe we could get Mo Krivas in some drop coverage, because Arizona is allowing 21 three-pointers a game, right? Now, that is attempts, that is not makes. Percentage-wise, it's really not that bad. They're allowing 31.4%, so that's in the 70th percentile for their opponents. So it's decent three-point shooting for the average Arizona opponent so far this year. But I do think it's not like Alabama, similar, honestly, to a UConn, they're not coming in at full health, right? It's not like this team is coming in rolling on all cylinders. You don't want to see Alabama right now. I think you could argue that this is the time you would want to see this version of Alabama. You have multiple players. We got this from John Rothstein. I think it was either last night or this morning.
Your guy, Kevin.
John Rothstein here with a health report for Arizona versus Alabama. We're never working at CBS anyway. Taylor Bowen and Caden Bristow are both expected to be available for Alabama Saturday versus Arizona. And I think that the Taylor Bowen piece specifically is key for the Crimson Tide. We can get into that in a second. But in terms of that scoring aspect, Aiden Holloway being a game-time decision against Arizona is big, because his shot making in these games has been really impressive at times. And if you are in a close scenario, or if you are playing from behind, you do not want Aiden Holloway to be in this game, and you do not want him to get hot in this game. That is yet another Alabama guard that can get it going. And we have not even talked about Labaron Philon. We have not even talked about him at all. But he is another guy. I think Saul.
What a name, like, when you really syllable it out like that.
Oh, I'd be in my living room, when I'm watching these Alabama games, like, Labaron Philon. Oh, my goodness.
Like Tessitor saying it the way that you just did it right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Labaron Philon. Anyway, but Alabama is not at full health for this one. They are getting close to it, but they are still on the mend. And I think Arizona, with their intensity, their physicality, and their defense, could get the job done. Spoiler alert, on Saturday, I'm going to be predicting a victory in this one. But it's going to be a very slim one, because I do think that it really could go either way. And I'm not going to come out here and be like, well, if Arizona doesn't get the job done, are we sure that they're a top team in the country? Like, we still know what we're seeing with this Arizona team, almost regardless of the result, unless Arizona just goes out and gets boat raced and everybody looks bad, which I don't think is really in the cards here, Damon. But one thing that is in the cards is Arizona going to Birmingham, road environment, being road warriors, and trying to get the job done. How big of a key is that for Alabama in this game? The fact that this is in Birmingham, Alabama, not at a true neutral site, in your opinion, Damon?
I think it's huge. I mean, you heard when I asked Coach Chappelle the question of, like, was that Auburn game the most complete performance? And obviously, I think you look through the schedule and the point total, the point margin, the team that you played against, and you kind of weigh all those up in your head. That would be the obvious answer. But his response was, yeah, well, the UConn game was pretty remarkable as well. In stores,
True road.
At that arena in a true road game. I mean, that's an insane environment that you went into and that you won a basketball game at. I would imagine that they feel pretty similarly about what we're about to face in Birmingham because, as we've discussed, like, this isn't even like Arizona, Florida, and Vegas, which, we own Vegas. We know that, and we knew it was going to be advantage Arizona in that regard. But, like, this is, like, legitimately, like, they're going to the biggest city in the state of the University of Alabama. Like, this is their entire alumni base lives there, essentially. This is like us doing a game in Phoenix.
If ASU didn't exist.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
No, yeah, seriously.
If only GCU existed and it's like UAB.
Yes.
Like, that's this is it's going to be a crazy environment. I'm sure it's going to be a complete true road game essentially for Arizona, and I do think that plays a big factor. It's college athletics. Yeah. The road environments matter more than in any sport because we're still talking about kids at the end of the day, like college kids. And so, I think it's going to play a big factor. I wonder, if that really, like, plays into the way that they want to play with trying to shoot a lot of threes because, obviously, typically your role players in particular shoot better at home. But I also think that there's a way in which Arizona can kind of go toe-to-toe with that, and that's fouls. Forcing a lot of fouls, getting to the line a bunch. And this Arizona team is incredible at getting to the line. Like, that's one of their best traits. It's part of the reason they work the ball in the paint as much as they do, right? But I think that you're going to have to get these Alabama players that are smaller than you into foul trouble, or you're going to have to just score at a really efficient rate down low because the size advantage is pretty stark in this one.
Yeah, no, it is definitely stark. And I think and this is what I was getting at with Taylor Bowen being available, right? Having just another front court player to throw at Arizona is going to be key for Alabama.
For sure.
Because front court depth, and honestly, just their main front court players, like, that is not something that Arizona should be concerned with, right? In terms of the front court matchup in this game, as you look at Alabama's depth chart over the last 5, Taylor Bowen is their most common power forward used. Aiden Sherrill is their most common center. I'll throw Amari Allen in there as a small forward. Houston Millett is 6'5". Amari Allen 6'8". Like, they have decent size, but they only have a couple guys in the front court. Arizona is going to really be tiring out Alabama's front court. But my question is, and I think the key question in this game that a lot of people are going to be wondering is, if Arizona can kill Alabama with twos, who can stop Arizona with this style of play, right? And so you almost, like, that's kind of, in my opinion, where I start wondering about this game is it feels like Arizona's got to catch a hiccup here soon, right? Like, I'm not wishing it upon them, but it just feels like that is the way of the game, right? You're going to have a style that you're not ready for yet, or someone's going to have an off night. But if Arizona can get this job done against a team who, as we know, is not good shot, great shot, they're good shot, take shot, right? The first shot they have, they're going to try to take it. If Arizona can slow that team down, beat that team up, dispatch them in Birmingham in a damn near true road environment, I don't know what kind of a team beats Arizona outside of, like, a Final Four matchup with, like, a Michigan, right? And we'll see what type of team they end up being throughout the course of this year. But it seems like Arizona should only, and this is what Coach Chappelle was saying, in terms of handling their own business, Arizona's only worried about Arizona. Because as it stands right now, the only team that can beat Arizona is if Arizona comes out and beats Arizona themselves, right, against an opponent. And so that's why mostly I'm predicting a win on Saturday, honestly, is the belief in that defense, the belief in the physicality, the belief in the front court, And I do believe that they can hold Alabama to like 32, 35% from three and get the job done with twos. So that's kind of why I'm predicting a win on Saturday. But this is going to be a hell of a game. I know Braden Burry's Muse will be watching this back later. He said in the chat earlier he's got work meeting. But I was I was not going back and forth with him, but we were talking about this game on Twitter, and we were agreeing like, this is a must-see basketball game. If you love basketball, you got to tune in for this one. Number one team going on the road versus, an NBA offense in Nate Oats' squad with Labaron, Philon, and potentially Aiden Holloway and Taylor Bowen. Like, that team is fun to watch. Tommy Lloyd trying to prove that Arizona belongs in that Michigan, Iowa State tier that people want Arizona to be excluded from so badly. Like, this is a huge, huge game. And if Arizona gets it done, the ceiling is already, it's in orbit right now, but it just might end up outside of the Milky Way. I don't know, Damon. It's crazy. I'm excited for this one, though.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an exciting matchup. And that's what I was trying to say. Like, I don't know if Arizona's going to win this one, but I think the basketball component, like just the matchup, the stylistic differences, it's going to be such a fun one to watch and evaluate and just kind of see like what things both teams have to work on moving forward. And from our perspective, more so the Arizona side of things. But of course, we'll be finishing up that preview, and of course we'll do a pregame show on this very topic, Arizona, Alabama, on Saturday at 7 p.m., 30 minutes prior to tip. We'll be live. We'll be bringing on my guy Charles from the Crimson Crossover podcast, and he'll be providing some extra insight on this Alabama team prior to the game, Arizona versus Alabama in Birmingham there. But that's going to pretty much do it for us today, Kevin. I do believe there was something else. Oh, yeah, that's right. Kobe put it in the chat here.
Our GM.
This is according to John Bryce and of footballscoop.com. Arkansas football and new head coach Ryan Silverfeld have completed one of their most crucial off-field hires, landing rising star Geiska Crowley of the University of Arizona. He was the Arizona football GM of this past offseason. He did a great job at Arizona, clearly bringing in a ton of FCS transfers, guys that really haven't had a whole lot of playing time in impacting college football or at high-level college football at that time. And they came into Arizona, and they've done a great job with a lot of those additions. So big loss for the Wildcats. Hopefully we can get some news for you soon in terms of what they'll be doing to replace him there. But, it's a loss for sure.
It is a huge loss. Silver lining, at least you got that final year of like proof of concept in terms of like what kind of players actually work. Like, it's not like he had a middling year in terms of talent evaluation and contract negotiation. He had a very good year in terms of those two categories. And so Brent Brennan and Seth Dagey, Danny Gonzalez, like if like Brennan said, you were able to lock up Gonzalez and Dagey like they're trying to do behind the scenes, it feels like you have great proof of concept. And that while Geiska Crowley is a very up and coming GM in this college sphere, you can it's not a situation where Brent Brennan and company no longer know what players work on this roster, but this is a very talented GM, so hopefully he does well for Arkansas, and hopefully Arizona gets a new guy or girl in there to get the job done and get new talented players to represent Redline and maybe even a turnover sword. I don't know. Maybe the shirt at the bottom left of the screen. I don't know.
Woman, Kevin. We say a woman.
My bad.
Not a girl.
Guy or girl's alliteration, bro. My bad. You know how my brain works. If it's alliteration, my brain's going in that direction.
It's classic, Kevin. I'm always checking him on this stuff, just trying to make sure that he's being PC enough these days. But
hey, man, don't bring that performative nonsense onto the pod, man.
Says you, the ultimate performative.
What do you mean?
Male.
I was just checked.
This has been established in the office, Kevin. This is not me making this up out of thin air.
I don't know what you're talking about. I produced the PHNX Mercury podcast, and you're going to tell me? Man, whatever, Damon.
Why is that, Kevin? Are you just trying to get some brownie points?
Nah, it's because it worked with my schedule at the time, and I respect the W.
And also my good friends, Stephen Persian Gardner and Erica Day are, of course, on the podcast.
1,000%.
No, I get it.
Oh, you know what we could talk about before we get out of here real quick? Becky Burke posting up as a scout team member, looking absolutely jacked and having us shaking in our boots.
You see what I tweeted about it?
I did.
I'm horrified, Kevin.
Yeah, Connor was.
I'm gonna throw up on camera. I know I'm gonna throw up.
Our ad guy Connor, one of our sales members here at PHNX, was talking to me about this pre-show, and he was like, "This is going to be a situation where you guys are gassed after the warm-up, and you're like, thanks for the opportunity, Coach Burke, and
awesome.
This is something I'll never forget." And she's like, "We have the whole workout left, guys.
We're going swimming right now. Get your caps on."
And I'm like, "Whew, I can't swim. Catch me in 30, Coach. I'll be back for the cardio." But yeah, Damon.
You know she'd have something on the side for you to do.
Yeah, she's not letting me slide. She's like, "All right, hit the bike then, brother. Hit the bike."
That's gonna be
Go to the
nasty.
shallow end, do some sprints under the water, with some resistance. I don't know what type of underwater aquatics they be doing, but
that's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty. Not gonna be good.
It'll be good content though. You guys can all laugh and make fun of us, of course. We're talking about our workout with Coach Becky Burke in the Burkout Garage that we'll be doing in the near future here. We'll figure it out. We'll get some logistics settled on that. But if you guys missed our earlier interview with Coach Brandon Chappell, because guess what? I'm looking at this viewership. I got you guys clocked, and it is up right now, but it was lower when we started the show, when we did the interview. So go back, watch the interview, indulge in it.
Get some knowledge.
And next time, be better. Be here at 2 p.m.
Post notifications with our
expect
PHNX
greatness out of
Wildcats.
this podcast in this chat, Kevin. And, guess what? If we showed up 30 minutes into when we told Becky Burke we're going to work out at her garage, what do you think she'd do? Probably make us work even harder.
And I don't want that.
No.
To be honest.
So let's just be better next time. That's all I'll say. But in seriousness, everyone go back, watch the interview if you guys didn't see it. We appreciate everybody for joining this podcast. Means the world to us. Makes it, we're possible to get up here and do this every day. And this support recently has been absolutely incredible. Frank Wood Jr. dropping a Arizona Wildcats 88 to Alabama 72 here in the chat.
Remember where you saw it first.
Love those score predictions there. Frank, we'll be doing our own score predictions on our pregame show at 7 p.m. On Saturday, Arizona versus Alabama. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking to Justin Spears, doing a little bit of Holiday Bowl preview, more in-depth. And then, of course, we'll be talking some Alabama in the meantime. But we appreciate everybody popping in here, watching this show, supporting this show. Follow my guy Kevin at KevoPost. That's KevoPosts. He's on the road to 1,600 followers, and he's getting ever so close. If you guys are watching this and you haven't followed Kevin, please do so. Let's get him over that 1,600 hump.
Wow.
You can follow me at Damon Dog at CAWG, and you can follow us at PHNX_Wildcats on all socials. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, except for TikTok, where we're at AZ Wildcats Pod. Appreciate everybody for watching this show. Kevin, anything before we get out of here?
Nah. Let me get that snowman with the expeditiousness, and that's all. That's all I got.
All right, we love it. We'll be on the lookout. We'll be on the hunt. Maybe that's what our vlog is. On the hunt for the Holiday Bowl snowman.
Finding
merch.
Frosty.
Yeah, finding Frosty. And of course, if you guys are headed out to San Diego as well, make sure that you guys let us know, because we're looking to get some hangs in and maybe have a good little time in the process.
Yes.
But thank you so much for watching this show. Follow both of us. Follow our show on socials, and we'll catch you tomorrow at Friday at 2 p.m. On the AZ Wildcats pod. Until then, peace out, bear down.
And go Cats. Thanks for fixing your Wi-Fi, Coach Chappelle.
We all silly like the mayor.